Hello everyone, hope you are well. I wanted to continue on my legend series, and today I wanted to give the bowler that passed 500 test wickets for the first time in cricket history, and someone who was the uh, bowling partner of that formidable bowling partnership with Curtly Ambrose. I'm talking about the great Courtney Walsh of West Indies. He was born October 30th, 1962 in Kingston, Jamaica, and he is regarded as definitely one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time, and very remembered for his formidable partnership with Curtly Ambrose. And he's also someone who is always remembered for one of the best sportsmanship acts that was done in cricket history. I will talk about it a bit later in this video. First class cricket, he played for Jamaica, and he also played many years for Gloucestershire in English County. He played 132 test matches for West Indies, and he took 519 wickets, which was a world record for 4 years before Shane Warne broke it. And he took 22 5 wicket hauls, and he had 3 10 wicket hauls as well. And his best figures was 7 for 37. And in one day cricket, he played 205 matches, and he took 227 wickets, and he had 1 5 wicket haul. And his best figures was stunning 5 wickets for 1 run against Sri Lanka in 1986 in Sharjah. And in first class cricket, he has taken a staggering 1,807 wickets with 104 5 wicket hauls and 20 10 wicket hauls. I mean, Courtney Walsh is one of the most loved and respected cricketers of all time, who always had a big smile on his face, and was an absolute gentleman, even though being a big fast bowler. And he had a very good bounce, and he has troubled a lot of batsmen around the world. And he was excellent with his line and length as well. And he used to move the ball away. And he was one of those fast bowlers who went on forever. I mean, 500 wickets, first bowler, and obviously the first fast bowler as well. He kind of set standard for fast bowlers, and the time that they could continue in Test cricket. I mean, even James Anderson. I mean, a lot of fast bowlers have taken a lot of learning from Courtney Walsh. And even the great Sir Garfield Sobers said that the young fast bowlers can learn a lot from Courtney Walsh and his dedication to West Indian cricket. And Sir Clive Lloyd also said that you won't ever find another Courtney Walsh around, and that if he was a young fast bowler, he would definitely want to copy Courtney Walsh. That's how much he was respected, the way he approached the game, his dedication, and his 100% commitment towards his team. He also has a record for the best figures by a captain in a test match, and that was 13 for 54. He was the captain of West Indies for a while, and he also was involved in that famous incident in the 1999 Test match at Barbados, when West Indies won by 1 wicket when Brian Lara scored that magical 153 not out. Courtney Walsh gave Brian Lara company, and he did face a few balls of Australia. And I still remember Gillespie. There were some balls that could have taken his wicket. I mean, some gem of a ball that Courtney Walsh somehow managed to block out because he wasn't well known for his batting. But that was a very memorable partnership with Brian Lara that won the match for West Indies. And he also has a dubious record. He has the world record for the most Test ducks. He has got 43 ducks in Test cricket. And Courtney Walsh was excellent. I mean, he was one of the Wisden cricketers of the year in 1987 when he was very young. And in that 88 series against India, he took 26 wickets for just in just 4 matches at an average of around 16.8, which showed that he was a class fast bowler who could perform in the Indian subcontinent as well. And some people might remember in the early 90s, I think it was 93, 94, in that test series against India, he bowled a bouncer that went through the helmet of Manoj Prabhakar, and it broke his nose. So Courtney Walsh, even though was a very loved and a very loved cricketer, and such a gentleman, I mean, on the field when he had the ball, I mean, he was really a hostile bowler. And his bouncers, he never used to bowl too many bouncers, but whenever he bowled bouncers, it was very accurate, and it used to really rise onto the batsman. I've seen many English batsmen especially struggle a lot against Courtney Walsh, Michael Atherton especially. And he used to have this stinging way of bouncing the ball onto the rib cage and the chest of the batsman. I mean, just to shoot him. And obviously, he was very tall. By the way, he was 6 foot 6 inches tall, like Ambrose and Walsh, and it was excellent to see Courtney Walsh all the time. And that famous incident that I said, one of the most remembered acts of sportsmanship in cricket happened in the 1987 Reliance World Cup that was held in India and Pakistan, when West Indies and Pakistan were playing, and both teams had a chance to qualify for the semi-finals. The last ball, Pakistan needed only 2 runs to win of one ball, and Courtney Walsh was bowling, and at the non-strikers end, Salim Jaffer backed out of the crease. I mean, when you like a man can, I mean, when you can run out the batsman at the non-strikers end, and he was out of his crease, and Courtney Walsh could have easily got him run out at the non-strikers end, and West Indies would have won that match, and they would have qualified for the semi-finals of the World Cup. But Courtney Walsh stopped, and he called Salim Jaffer back into the crease, and West Pakistan went on to win that match, and that sportsmanship act of Courtney Walsh, which is so remembered and highly thought of, I mean, cost West Indies the match and a place in the semi-finals of the Reliance World Cup. But so to all youngsters watching, that is one of the best, if not the best, act of sportsmanship ever seen in cricket. And I mean, I would definitely never say Courtney Walsh did the wrong thing. Never, never. I mean, he did the right thing. That is the way cricket should be played. Cricket should be played fair and in a right way, and you have to have integrity as a fast bowler or as a spinner, as a batsman. And even though backing out of the crease is regarded as not something right, and that there is a rule where you can man cut and you can get a batsman out at non-strikers, and that's not something you should ever do to a batsman. It's like fighting from behind. So all credit to Courtney Walsh for that act of sportsmanship. Even Adam Gilchrist, by the way, once walked after being not given out by the umpire against Sri Lanka in that semi-finals of the 2003 World Cup. And Adam Gilchrist was one of the few batsmen who used to walk, who never used to wait for the umpire's decision. Brian Lara was another one. And by the way, Courtney Walsh's 500th wicket was Jack Callis of South Africa. Unbelievable wicket to have as your 500th wicket. I was saying in my video for Magra that Brian Lara was his 300th wicket, and Jack Callis has a habit of becoming these big wickets, because he was also Shane Warne's 300th test wickets, 300th test wicket that happened in 97-98 in Sydney. So Courtney Walsh becoming the first bowler in test history to reach 500 test wickets, and he held the world record for the most test wickets from around 2000 to 2004 until Shane Warne broke it. And Courtney Walsh was excellent. I mean, he was also the captain, and together with Ambrose, I mean, he has taken 421 wickets as a partnership in just 49 Test matches, which is an excellent record to have. I mean, they were one of the most formidable bowling pairs of all time, and one of the most feared opening bowling partnerships of all time as well. So that is kind of what I have to say about Courtney Walsh, who was an amazing cricketer and an amazing bowler, fast bowler, who persevered and who was 100% committed and dedicated to his cause. And he was such a very patriotic West Indian who served West Indian cricket a lot, and even probably beyond his a little bit of his best. I mean, he really, when West Indies was going through a bad time towards the end, Courtney Walsh stuck around to make sure that he gave them as best as he could, as much as he could. And towards the end, he had a problem with this throwing arm, and he used to famously throw the ball like from the boundary, not like a throw, but just like a bowl. Like when you bowl, a lot of people would remember. I mean, I think Courtney Walsh was one of the first bowlers to do that from the outfield, not throwing the ball and just bowling it over to the wicket keeper. So that is my video on Courtney Walsh, one of the greatest cricketers from West Indies, and one of the great legends of cricket, who held the world record for the most test wickets, and that sportsmanship act that I mentioned, and who is such a famous person in Jamaica, one of the greatest sons of Jamaica. I mean, thank you to Courtney Walsh for all the great memories, for being such an ambassador for cricket. I hope everyone has enjoy this video, and a lot of people love Courtney Walsh. Take care. God bless you.